These are the waters of the South China Sea that fishermen in the north of the Philippines have been making their living off for generations. But China's expansionism in the area is threatening their livelihoods. It started 10 years ago when Mariel Villamonte's boat was chased away by the Chinese in one of his main fishing grounds, a reef rich in fish and marine life called Scarborough Shoal.
We were
going to the Scarborough Shoal when the Chinese Coast Guard blocked us. Then when we were already retreating, they water cannoned us for 2 minutes and they kept on following us for 5 miles to make sure we didn't go back there.
The number of fish Mariel Villamonte catches has decreased significantly since the Chinese boats have restricted access to the best fishing ground. But going back is too risky.
What if they rammed us? Our boat is made of wood and their ship is made of metal, so we don't stand a chance.
China claims sovereignty to over 80% of the South China Sea, and under the leadership of Xi Jinping, it has dramatically expanded its presence here. Hundreds of Chinese Navy and Coast Guard vessels patrol the waters, swarming reefs and harassing and attacking Filipino boats. 6 years ago, the Philippines brought a case against China before an international court. A tribunal ruled that Beijing had been unlawful in its occupation of Filipino fishing grounds. But China has ignored the ruling. China's land grab has robbed Christopher de Vera of a large part of his income.
Not being allowed to fish there is hurting me. Imagine, they are the only ones allowed to fish inside the shoal, even though the Scarborough Shoal is ours.
On top of that, Chinese clam harvesters have destroyed the coral on the reef and decimated fish stocks, de Vera says. But despite that, some members of his crew have gone fishing there under the cover of darkness to top up their otherwise measly haul.
It feels like being a thief in your own backyard. All of the fishermen here, that's how we feel, like we are foreigners, visiting a country, and they are not letting us in, despite this being ours.
But with Asian countries divided on how to respond to China, there is no serious challenge to Beijing's expansionism. For Christopher de Vera and Mariel Villamonte, fishing is all they've ever known. Their only hope now is that China won't lay claim to even more of their fishing grounds.